Hey folks, welcome to PlayBranson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. I'm your host, Chris Meyer. Today's show is brought to you by iBranson.com, where you can find lots of great information about Branson shows and attractions. And if you're looking for the latest schedules, go to iBranson.com. Our guest today is Kevin Allen. He's a guitarist and musical director for Legends in Concert. I'm so excited to have him on the show and learn more about his musical career. We'll be back in just a minute with more PlayBranson.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to PlayBranson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. And on today's show, I have Kevin Allen, the guitarist and band director. And so welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much. Good to see you. Nice to meet you.
It's good to have you here. And I think you're my first, what I'd say, guitarist of the year. And so we always love when we can have the band folks here.
Well, I'm glad to represent.
So you're part of Legends in Concert, Legends in Country. You've been there a long time, and we're going to talk about those shows. But you have an amazing background, an amazing history. And so take us way back and talk to us about it.
Wow. Yeah, around the age of 10, I entered a Tom Sawyer contest, which I'm from Quincy, Illinois originally. And so I'm close to Hannibal, Missouri, where Tom Sawyer was from, or the story. And anyway, I entered that. And it was, you had to paint a fence, dress up like Tom Sawyer. Well, I won that, and with that, won some money. I think it was like $100 and a big trophy. But for whatever reason, I wanted to get a banjo. And so I took that money, put it toward a banjo. My parents supported that. I got that, and that was kind of the catalyst to starting doing a lot more, in the public, playing and stuff. I really picked the banjo up quick. And then I started doing working with a couple of the local politicians, and doing some political parties and events, and would, I'd show up in almost like a barbershop outfit, the red and white striped vest and straw hat, and be play banjo and for different events. And through that, I made some connections through some senators, and it all worked out that I ended up being invited to play at Reagan's inauguration, which was...
That sounds pretty big.
It was a huge event for, I'm junior high, I don't even remember, 12 years old or so. And,
oh my gosh.
And it was really neat because, and it was a time where with Reagan, in fact, I've gone back and kind of read history of that, which I didn't realize it so much as a child, but it was a big event because with Ronald Reagan being from California and an actor, they had some of the most, the biggest performances as far as Johnny Carson, Ethel Merman, all these huge famous people were there. And I was, right there. I met Ethel Merman, Johnny Carson, a lot of that kind of stuff, which was really neat, and as a kid, it was really neat, but it was a big event. Oh, after that, I ended up going through kind of the Nashville route. I did some road shows, like the Grand Ole Opry does, the artists from there do road shows, so they'll go out, and I played with several different people from the Grand Ole Opry. Performed
was this after high school, or
no? This is all. I was traveling in school. My parents would drive me. I had, like I said, great parents that would,
That's fascinating.
Yeah, it was really neat. But so yeah, I did the Opry with some different people, and then did a thing. Are you familiar with WWVA in Wheeling, West Virginia?
I've heard of it.
It's kind of like the second to the Opry. Right. I think it might even be a little older, but it covers it's a big radio show. And anyway, went and did that, and then performed they do a thing called Jamboree in the Hills, which is the crowd, they draw 70, I think for the weekend they draw 100 to 200,000 people. And each night when you're playing, it's crowds of 70,000 people. It's as far as you can see. Wow. And that might have been junior high-ish age or so. And as a kid, that's huge. It was really cool.
Not very many kids that young doing that.
Well.
But what that tells me, it speaks to your talent. Because for a young kid to be playing in those type of venues.
Well, I guess I had a little talent. I don't know, but I had, like I said, a lot of supportive people, and I was just blessed to, it worked out. So.
Yeah. And so how did that lead to Branson?
Boy, okay, so over the years, I did a lot of different things traveling. I lived in Las Vegas for a few years. After I graduated high school, I moved to Las Vegas, played some shows there, played lounges, and then I went back to my hometown for a little while, was there, and I was in Osco drugstore and met my wife. Saw her working as a cashier there. Wanted to start a family and get married, and I didn't want to be on the road traveling all the time. And so Branson seemed like a good spot. I hadn't been here for years. I was here as a kid, but so one weekend I just came down, I was off. In fact, we had booked a weekend out on the lake. I did it online for my wife's birthday. We were gonna come down and kind of check it out. The week before that, I was off, so I said, well, I'm gonna go down by myself. So I come to town. The first thing I did was stop at one of the gas stations and ask, hey, are there any like clubs or anything with bands or, just to meet people? And the first place I went, do you remember Ain't Misbehavin', the club? It's, I forget what it's called now. It was Red Hot and Blue for a while, was over there.
Yeah. Off 165.
Gretna, yep. Anyway, it used to be Ain't Misbehavin' years ago. And I went in there, and this was like early evening, and there was a guy setting up. A band was playing that night. And the band was the Horn Dogs, Bucky and Gary Myers. You remember Gary? Okay. He's a guitar player in town, or was. He's passed away, but he played with Mickey Gilley. We got to talking, and he said, well, we usually don't get people up that aren't in shows. But we talked for quite a while, hit it off, and he said, you know what, why don't you come back and get up and play? So I went back later that night and got up and jammed with them and met several guys that I've been friends with now 20 plus years now. And they gave me some kind of inside scoops of shows. And then I got a call one night, again from Gary Myers, and saying, hey, Legends in Concert, they need a guitar player. You need to call the music director now. And this is like at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, call him now? And he's like, sure, call him right now. So I called, and his name was Marco and was the music director then. I called him at like 2 o'clock in the morning and introduced myself. And he said, well, yeah, we're looking, come in tomorrow and audition. So I think I went in that next day and auditioned and heard back within a couple of days or something that I had that job. And that was, I think I'm around 23 years, something like that.
So you've been there a long time.
Been there a long time, yes.
23 years. Now, we're going to stop right there, and we'll come back in just a minute with more with Kevin Allen. Hang tight.
Live at Dick Clark's American Bandstand Theater, Legends in Concert. Internationally recognized as the world's greatest live tribute show. Using authentic costumes and their own natural voices, the Legends in Concert cast captures the very essence of the stars they recreate. Yesterday's stars, today's stars, your favorite stars. Live at Dick Clark's American Bandstand Theater, Legends in Concert.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. We are here with Kevin Allen, who is the guitarist over at Legends in Concert, and just talked about this great history that you had. And really you networked is kind of how you did to get where you are.
Kind of old school network.
And so you've had this really long career as a musician here in Branson, but you've also done other things where you've gone out on the road with some other artists as well.
I have. Like I said, most of the stuff has been with Legends because I didn't want to travel. But somewhat recently, an opportunity came up. Terry Bradshaw, football player, was coming to town to do a show, and I got a call to do that and help put a band together for that. And so I decided to do that, and Legends was very gracious to let me take some time off when I needed to. And so I am currently doing that. We did it last year, and we did some shows here in town. In fact, we videoed an HBO special here in town that's been airing I think, the last several months.
What a lot of people don't realize with Terry Bradshaw is he actually used to have some albums way back in the day.
He did.
And a little bit of trivia is Shoji Tabuchi used to be in his band way back in the day too. And so people don't realize that you know, and that's one of the things I love about this show is we get some of that history and that background on different people and what they can do. So let's talk a little bit about the show. Because maybe there's somebody watching us that they've never been to Legends in Concert. So tell them a little bit of what they're going to get.
Oh, they get a little bit of everything. And that's pretty much what drew me to wanting to play the show. It's a big variety. I think I had told you before I came in the years I've been there, we do acts from, well, we just had Pat Benatar to Elvis Presley to Michael Jackson to Patsy Cline to Frank Sinatra. So, each show, they kind of try to have a little variety, so that if there's something maybe isn't your cup of tea right there, it's in about 15 minutes, there's going to be another act come out. And overall, they're great shows. The pacing is really good. And
so it's a whole live band.
It's a live band, yes.
And of course you have dancers as well, plus then the artist that comes out. And coming up this what we'd call summer season, you've got the Blues Brothers, you've got Elvis, Michael Jackson, Kenny Chesney, and Lady Gaga.
Yes.
So that's a big variety, folks.
Yeah.
But it is fast paced and it's lots of great costumes and
it is. The production's great. In fact, they just updated a lot of lighting. The lighting's awesome now in the theater. Looks great.
And then you do, on a Sunday afternoon, you do a Legends in Country show then as well.
Yes, we do.
And so that's
of Country. And it's very similar. It's the, tribute artist, but it's a little different format. We the curtain stays open, and it's kind of like you're coming into a concert venue, and everybody walks out on stage, puts the instruments on, starts playing, and it's not quite as formal.
It's the Dick Clark's American Bandstand Theater is what the theater is officially called. It's right out there on West 76 Country Music Boulevard, kind of right across from Dolly Stampede over by Fritz's. And one thing that's kind of unique about your theater is you have Hertz Donut in part of it, and then underneath it is the Celebrity Car Museum. So folks, you can go get a donut, go to a show, and then go see a museum underneath the theater. So it's a very unique theater. In that respect, because no one else really has that combination of stuff.
Right.
So, folks, here's the deal. Here's the schedule. Let me tell you what their schedule is. I'm going to do my best. If I get it wrong, you tell me, okay?
We'll get it together, yeah.
We have Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. No, wait, I'm going to mess this up. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
And Sunday.
And Sunday at 8 o'clock.
Right.
Okay, and that's the Legends in Concert show. Then on Mondays and Fridays, the 3 o'clock for the Legends in Concert show, and then they have Sundays at 3 for Legends in Country. Legends of Country.
Okay, yes.
So hopefully I got
Good
that
job.
right.
Perfect.
7 shows a week over at the theater. They do have some other shows over there, 6 plays over there at their theater. Buckets and Boards, they were on the show earlier this year. So a variety of shows happening over there as well. Anything I missed today? Did I miss anything?
Oh, we could go on and on. We covered the most of it.
Yeah. I think your story is just, it's one of determination of, like, you practiced hard and you did what you were passionate about, and it just kept opening doors after door for you.
It did. And hopefully remain passionate. We took a lot of us here in town, we do a lot of shows. I think I'm somewhere 10, 11,000 shows in with Legends alone.
Wow.
And honestly, I still love to do it. Every time we do a show, it's like the first time. I mean, honestly, it really is. And I think a lot of the people here in town are like that. You have to love it to do it.
Yeah. Man, that's a lot of shows.
It is.
But here, that makes you really good.
Well, hopefully.
Like if you play that much,
it makes you at least okay, I hope.
Yeah, no. He's really humble. Folks, have you figured this out? He's a humble guy. And when you talk about opening for Ronald Reagan's inauguration at like 12, I think is what you said. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Now, you also, and we didn't mention this, but I'm going to throw it in here, is you did some radio and television shows with Tom T. Hall as well. And that's a name I haven't heard for a while.
I know. That goes back a ways.
Wow. Well, we appreciate you coming. Folks, go see him over at Legends in Concert. You're going to have a great time with that show. It's a great theater. Go check them out. We'll be back in just a second to wrap it up. Hey folks, thanks for watching the show today. We want to thank Kevin Allen for coming to the show today. Be sure to check out Legends in Concert. They're located at Dick Clark's American Bandstand Theater out on West 76 Country Boulevard. You can get their complete show schedule at ibranson.com. They're doing 7 shows a week, some in the evening, some in the afternoon. And so you'll want to check them out. If you need help planning your vacation or figuring out what shows that you want to see, be sure to go to ibranson.com or call those folks at 1-877-ENTERTAIN. And we'll catch you next week on Play Branson.